Good morning viewers. My name is Arun Kumar and you are watching Kisan Mitra. Today we'll be discussing about off-season cultivation of chrysanthemum. For this we have with us a panel of experts from different backgrounds who will explain us how we can grow chrysanthemum during off-season. Before we go into the discussion, let me introduce the panel. I will begin with Dr. Clarissa Challam, Directorate of Floriculture, New Delhi. She is a prominent floriculturist in the country who worked extensively on chrysanthemum. She also worked on cut flower production technologies. Dr. Antara Das, Head Division of Plant Physiology, Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi. She is an eminent plant physiologist having an experience of 10 years. She also worked on plant growth regulators. Dr. Arvind Kumar Jaiswal, Program Coordinator, Krishi Vigyan Kendra, Himachal Pradesh. He is an extension specialist with an experience of 20 years. He prominently worked for bringing several technologies to the farm. Dr. Aparna Veluru, Principal Scientist, Indian Institute of Horticultural Research, Bangalore. She has been working since last 15 years on chrysanthemum and also she released 6 most popular varieties. And finally, we have with us Dr. David Camus, Division of Post-Harvest Technology, Indian Institute of Horticultural Research, Bangalore. He has got an experience of 10 years in post-harvest management of horticultural crops and especially he is working on post-harvest handling of cut flowers. This is all about the panels. Before we go into the technical details, I would like to ask Dr. Clarissa to explain briefly about how important is this off-season cultivation of chrysanthemum.
Thank you, Mr. Arun. Chrysanthemum is the second most important cut flowers in the world market. In India, it is widely grown for its diversified colors, shapes, shades and keeping quality. It is highly suitable for flower beds, pots and floral arrangement. If the plants are not separated from their mother plant, their blooms can even last for about 1 to 2 months and hence they fetch a good market price. In order to make this important flower available round the year, there is a need to go for off-season cultivation. In addition, off-season cultivation increases farmers' income, avoids surplus or gluts during in-season, it reduces import and trade deficit and also regulates price fluctuation in the market.
Thank you Dr. Clarissa for briefing the importance of off-season cultivation of chrysanthemum. Now I would like to hear from Dr. Aparna the cultural practices for this chrysanthemum.
As we know, chrysanthemum is a perennial crop which can be grown in wide range of climatic conditions. For better yield and best quality produce, we can go for some specific cultivation practices like growing media for chrysanthemum, which is prepared by properly mixing soil, compost and coco peat with a ratio of 1:1:2. For chrysanthemum, we use terminal cuttings as a propagating material. For that, 5 to 7 centimeter top portion of the cuttings is separated from the healthy plant stock. Those cuttings we treat with 1000 ppm of indole butyric acid for better rooting. When sufficient rooting is obtained, we can go for planting. Planting is done on the beds of 1 meter wide and 30 centimeter height with a spacing of 15 centimeter into 15 centimeter. Water requirement of chrysanthemum is about 9 liter per square meter per day. Generally and preferably we can go for drip irrigation. With regard to fertilizer application, 20 grams of nitrogen, 20 grams of phosphorus and 10 grams of potassium is applied at weekly intervals. But in case of off-season cultivation, practices like land preparation, spacing, propagating material, irrigation, fertigation remains same. Only we need to change this photo period. For that we can go for protected cultivation conditions.
Thank you Dr. Aparna. So now Dr. Antara, can you explain what photo period conditions are required for this chrysanthemum and how we can maintain these photo period required conditions during off-season?
Thank you, Mr. Arun. As we all know that chrysanthemum is a critical short day plant. So depend on the short day plant, we required to maintain the duration of light and shade depend on the plant age or growth phase. For this, after planting, up to 4 to 5 weeks of the plant age, we should provide long day condition. For long day condition, we should provide 13 hours light and 11-hour dark conditions. And after long day treatment, we should provide the short day treatment. For short day treatment, we should provide 10 hours light and 14 hours dark conditions. This short day treatment help in inducing the flowering. For lightning, we use artificial lights. The source of artificial lights are inflorescence light and incandescent light. 40 watts tubes and bulbs are used as a source of light. These bulbs are hung about 2 meters above of the bed. For artificial shading, we use black alkathene sheet which are 150 gauge in thickness and which act as a curtain, and with sliding bond 2 parallel wires running overhead. So depend on the prevailing day conditions and the phase of the plant, farmer can adjust the day length or duration of light or shade as they required.
Thank you, Dr. Antara. Now I request Dr. David to tell us the harvest and post-harvest practices for this chrysanthemum cultivation.
Thank you, Mr. Arun. Chrysanthemum starts yielding after 3 to 4 months. For standard type, which is for export, the yield is 67 flower stems per square meter, and for spread type, which is for local markets, the yield is 260 flower stems per square meter. Coming to the harvesting index, harvesting is done when 50% flowers show color for local markets, and harvesting is done for distant markets when 2 flowers open up and others show color. When you want to export flowers, harvesting is done when 2 to 3 rows of rare florets are perpendicular to the flower stalk. The stems are cut at a height of 10 cm above the soil to avoid taking woody tissues. Soon after harvest, the stems are cut into standard lengths of 90 cm. Then these stems are put in a bucket containing water, 4% sucrose and 0.1% bavistine for 24 hours. This we call as pulsing. This helps to extend the vase life to 18 days. After pulsing, they are bunched to 5 and slided into whole plastic sleeves. The mature chrysanthemum can be stored dry for a period of 6 to 8 weeks at a temperature of 0.5 degree Celsius. On the day of transportation, these bunches can be packed in boxes.
Thank you, Dr. David. Now, Dr. Arvind, can you explain whether this off-season cultivation of chrysanthemum is economically viable or not?
Thank you, Mr. Arun. Off-season cultivation of chrysanthemum is an emerging practice, and we successfully convinced to our farmer to practice this off-season cultivation, and they got tremendous success. By looking their success, many farmers approached us regarding the information about this method, and then we conducted a training program on this method. And now there are several farmers are practicing this off-season cultivation, and in fact some farmers are exporting their produce. Now coming to its economic viability, I would like to share one success story from one of our farmer from the Mahob village of Solan districts practiced this off-season cultivation in about 800 square meter area with the total expense of about 2,07,000 rupees, and he got net returns of 4,90,000. In this case, net profit was about 2,20,000, and the cost benefit ratio was about 1:1.8. That is, if we expense 1 rupees, then we will get 1.8 rupees. And now more than 30 growers are practicing this off-season cultivation and getting handsome benefits.
Thank you, Dr. Arvind, for your valuable words and especially sharing that success story with us. I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Clarissa, Dr. Antara, Dr. Aparna and Dr. David. So, for educating our farmers regarding this off-season cultivation of chrysanthemum. Hope now our farmer friends are aware of this method, which will fetch them a good price and also engage them in farming round the year. Dear farmers, for more details, please contact us at Kisan Mitra, Post Box number 1562, NAARM, Rajendra Nagar, Hyderabad 500030. You can also send your queries through email. Our email ID is kisanmitra@naarm.com, and you can call us at our toll-free number 1800-1562. Okay viewers, that's all for today, and we'll meet next week, same day, same timing, with another interesting topic to discuss. Till then, take care.